Do you want to create amazing design images without having to bother or learn Photoshop? If you answered yes, then keep on watching, because in this video I'm going to show you 17 different tips and hacks and strategies about Canva that you didn't even know that they existed. So keep on watching. So welcome back to my channel. Jelena Ostrovska here from JelenaOstrovska.com. Super excited to see you here. This is the best place for coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs who are trying to monetize their expertise online. So let's dive right into this. But before I do, be sure to watch this video if you're curious on how to make thumbnails just like I had for this particular video, and I also have another one, part 2, right here, so check that out as well. And let's dive right into the tutorial. Alright, so right now we are inside of my Canva account. I am using the Pro version, so I'm paying like $13 a month for Canva, and it's probably the best investment that I'm making every single month into my business. So let's dive right into this. So this is a brand new tutorial. So Canva has just got a whole new look, kind of like an updated edition of Canva. So they moved your profile to the right, they moved the button to create a design to the right, and then on the left, like here, you can see everything which we're going to talk about. So I do have my notes here, so if I'm looking down, don't mind me. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the brand kit. So if you're using the Pro version, which I highly recommend that, you can upload all of your custom images, logos, brand colors, brand fonts. So I personally have, my own brand colors. I have something that I have my client information here. So it's very handy, because for all of our clients, we're always making everything inside of Canva. You can see the uploaded fonts that I have right here. So all of these, you can upload as many fonts as you want, right? Which honestly, you don't even need that many, because Canva has like hundreds of fonts available in the Pro version, and also available a whole bunch inside of a free version as well. So don't worry about it if you're not using the paid one. So you can also upload your brand fonts. So instead of you actually scrolling through the whole thing and trying to find the fonts, you can put them up right here. So the first one actually here, heading something fresh, that's the font that I actually paid for. The second one is the font that has been already in Canva, but I just put it here so I actually can access it easily without having to search for it every single time. And then Biryani, that's the one that I also have gotten, I think it was free. So that's, all my 3 brand fonts. Now, moving on. Here's another thing that I absolutely love about Canva, and if you love organization, you are going to love it. So on the left-hand side, as you can see, like if I can move my image to the right, that would be handy. So now on the left, you can see all the different folders, right? So, and I have everything organized, because when you work with clients, when you work on different multiple projects, then it's going to be hard for you to find everything in your designs, right? So in here, I'm not even able to see all of my designs, but I'm going to go ahead right here. So all your designs, and right, like I have so many different things, like I have client work, I have my own stuff. So it would be very hard for me to find everything had I not been organizing that. So, and what you can do, so right here, I can go over to all of the folders that I have, right? So when I have, some client, I have the photos of me, I have the client work, I've got some slides, I've got specific folder for Instagram, I've got, quote images, YouTube thumbnails, everything under the sun. And right here, these are actually not design scene creators. That is something I paid for, where I can create custom images with preloaded designs. So that is something that you can do. So another way for you to access your folders is from within the Canva editor. So right here, if you scroll all the way until the bottom, you're going to see folders. And now this is where you can access everything easily. So let's say I have Facebook group, I've got, photos of me. So I don't have to go and look for pictures on my phone or scroll through the whole, list of images that I've uploaded to Canva. And all I gotta do is I just have to choose whichever one I want to have, right? So I have like some images that I have been using consistently in my graphics, in different banners, on my YouTube channel. So I can easily access everything from here. Now, that's as far as folders. The other thing that you also want to take a look at, there is the new Discover folder. And this is pretty cool, because you can go over and see what kind of photos there are, what kind of social media icons there are. So Canva actually shows you what you can see right here, right? So you can see what kind of icons are available, which is pretty cool, because we don't always know what's available. So, and I like to see free and premium, because, I am paying for the premium account. And yeah, so it's just cool to see what kind of things you can use. And honestly, you don't even need to pay for anything extra. Canva has so many different things right here, and a lot of them do look really sharp. Like some of these images are updated. So the other thing is you can also go ahead and see, you can see all. So if that's going to be easier for you as well, just to access everything and see like, oh, what is out there, you can do a search. You can see different categories, and honestly, that's cool, because a lot of the times when you go over to this section, when you actually edit and you go over to, well, let's say we're going to go over to elements, you don't always know like which one I want to, go into and which one I want to use. So here you can just pretty much see what's available, and you can get ideas and inspiration, be like, oh, like I can use this one or I can use this one. So there you go. Now, another tab that I really love is the Learn tab, because a lot of people are asking, like, when you get into Canva and you have no idea how to use it. So you can see how to get started, how to design, social media marketing, graphic design basics, branding your business. Honestly, if you're new and you've never really designed anything, there is like a whole course. Like there's a whole design school on Canva. So all you really got to do is just get in here and see how many students there are in each of these categories. So if you want to go over to social media mastery, you can go right here, and all of these tutorials are available. Now, I don't know about the free version, so I can't really vouch for that, but I'm using the pro version. So if you're on a pro account, then you're gonna see everything. So we're gonna get out. Now, the next thing, this is something that I honestly did not even know existed until recently, but a lot of the times we struggle with how to actually find a good color palette. So with Canva, they simplify the whole process for you, to where if you go over to this link right here, canva.com/colors/color-palette-generator, they can generate a whole color palette for you, which is pretty neat. So you can just upload the picture that you like. Maybe you want to choose a picture of your clothes, for example. So you just upload, and then they give you all the colors with the color codes as well. So what you also can do is, if you're like, I'm not sure, you can just go ahead and explore the color combinations. So go over under the color palette. And then here's another one. You can create a custom palette with a color wheel. So I'll show you those two examples right now. So if you go over to this link, Canva, color palettes, you can check it out. And if you are not sure, because there's 99 pages and probably even more, what you can do is you can just type in, I think this actually looks like mine, I think that's what I chose for my brand. So you can just type in, let's say, yellow. So, and you can see different, Lucius Lemonade, and they're going to give you the whole palette with all the colors and color combinations and whatnot. So this is pretty cool for you to get started. Now, another thing is the color wheel. So you can pick a color, and let's say you want to choose, let's say, the color green. So choose a color combination, and you just choose complementary, monochromatic, analogous, triadic, and how many colors you really want to see. Now, you can export the palette if you want to, and they just pre-make everything for you, which is pretty neat. And then you can create a graphic, and they are about to pre-populate. You see the query, I can't pronounce that, sorry. And they can give you all kinds of different templates and, cool things like that. So, color palettes do not have to be crazy. So, and they do show you examples of what kind of colors you can expect to receive from Canva. So just read through this, and that's totally going to help you a lot. So now another thing, so that is number 5, is you can find the font combinations. And that's something I spend so much time on myself. And honestly, you don't have to. So all you really have to do is you just type in the font that you like. So let's say Bevas, or a Trayment, or one of those. And if you're not sure, you're like, well, I don't actually know how to choose the color combinations, all you gotta do is just go over to this link, and I'll link everything in the description box. So if you're like, Jay, I really need some help, please help me, then you're gonna see everything in the description box as well. So the Canva has a whole guide for font pairing. So, and all you gotta do, just sit down, take a couple of minutes and read through it. They show all kinds of different combinations, different examples. So see if you like any of this. So you see Bevas, so this is how to combine Beva's font with something else. So, but I'll show you how it works. Basically, let's go ahead and choose Beva's font. I personally have used it a lot, so it is a good font. So the largest, vocabulary hip hop, and they show you, Beva's Neue Source Sans Pro. So that's one option. Then you got another option. So, and they're showing you how it's actually going to look like. So see if you like it. Then here's another one, this kind of font and this kind of font. So they give you multiple different options, and all you got to do is just choose whichever you want to go with. So they do give you 2 options for the fonts. I do like having 3, like you have seen before. So, but I mean, honestly, just like read through this article and you're going to learn a lot. Let's get into the design. So let me show you something that has been a godsend ever since I found out about it. So let's say if you are making an image and there's so many different elements, there's so many different pictures. Let's first of all talk about, let's say the background. Let's say we want to have a photo in the background, and I'm going to choose, whichever. So let's say whatever is trending. Let me just choose this one. So all you're going to do is you go ahead and choose the image as the background, but then here's the problem. When you put the text or any kind of element on top of this image and then you want to, select it, it just selects everything, right? Now what you want to do is you want to just choose this image and then lock it, right? So now I can't really do anything with this image. So I can't copy it, I can't do anything. So now if I want to have multiple different, things, let's say I'm about to make this ugly design right here. So let's say if I want to, put a text over it and then I want to move things around and then I'm choosing stuff and it's just everything gets chosen, right? So if I want to lock one particular design, so all I have to do is lock it and then I can do anything that I want with this one. You see, it doesn't select the one in the background. So you will see how useful that is when you're working with multiple different elements. Now, the other thing is, let's see where we're at in the video. So another thing that you can do, which is pretty cool, you can remove the background, which when I taught this to my students, they didn't know about this. So right here, so all you have to do is you choose an image, and then actually this one is not the best. I'm not even gonna lie, because I've already tested it, because you see the color of my hair and the background, it's very, very close. But we're still gonna go with this because that is an image that I'm using for one of my thumbnails for YouTube. So it'll do, it'll be fine. So, and Canva needs a couple of seconds for it to process, and then the background is going to be removed. I will say this though, when you have an image that's, I have an image here of Elena Cardone for a client, so if I remove a background on her image, that is going to be way better because the background is very much cleaner, right? So now you're going to see here, my hair is a little bit cut out, so that is kind of sad, and sometimes it does have issues, so bear with me over here. I will share with you a little extra resource that I recently found. If Canva is being funky, then this website, remove.beachy, that's a website where you can also upload an image and it can remove the background for you. Again, this image that I have, it's not the best example, to be honest with you. So it's going to show you the original, and then you see, when I look at the original, this color is pretty much the same, so it can't really recognize whether it's on the front or if it's on the background, because the color is so similar to the background. So the removed one, it's not the best, but everything else looks pretty smooth. You see this side of the hair, it's perfectly fine for me. Now, let's go over and see what happened here. So hopefully they remove. So you see, it's pretty much just as bad as this website did, which is fine. However, what I can do is I'm just going to move this image and be like, you know what? I'm just going to position it to this side so nobody can even tell that my hair is cut out. Now, this is something I can do. So let's say that I want to, I'm going to go ahead and choose some kind of background. So let's say we're going to go with something like this, right? I'm going to lock it so it doesn't move in case I want to move things around. And now let me show you something else that I recently found. So Canva has a lot of different things, which honestly I did not even use them until just recently. So you can see that they recommend to you that you may want to use something like this. So these are different filters that you can use on the images. You know, and I've tested these two, the duotone and glitch. So you know how there's a lot of images on YouTube where they have the outline, the white outline behind the photo. So we can do something similar. So all you gotta do is you gotta use the duotone. So after you click on the effects, and we are about to choose one of them. So let's say we can go with the classic. So all we're really going to be doing is, which I think I had to like duplicate it. Yeah, I totally did. So let me backtrack. So you want to keep the original image because that's not going to be as fun. You know what I'm saying? So, whoops, I think we have to, okay, that was a minor glitch. So let me go ahead and cancel that. So we're back to the normal. Now I'm going to duplicate it, right? So, and I'm going to go over to the image that is in the background. So this one. Now I'm going to work with the effects on this one. So let's go ahead and choose the cherry. I think this one should do. And now all you want to do is you want to click on this area, on this little controls. So in highlights, I want to choose it white. So, and you're going to see which kind of effect we're about to get to. The second one, we're also choosing it white. And then that's pretty much it. So you're going to go ahead and click apply. And now all we have to do is make sure, well, actually, you know what I would do? I would actually lock this so it does not move anywhere. And now this image, I can go ahead and move it like this. See, and now I have this kind of effect that you've probably been seeing a lot on YouTube. And if I want to, I can even make this image a tad bit smaller, so I would actually fit in, and then I can just click on the arrows on my computer, and I can like play around with it a little bit, and just move it, you know, up and down, and see, that looks pretty perfect actually. So there you go, and then you can also lock this image just in case, you know, you don't want to mess with it too much. Now, another thing, so let's say if you want to move these two images together, and you're like, well, I really want to place it somewhere else. So what you want to do, I'm about to unlock them, and now I'm going to choose both of these images. And you see how both of them got chosen instead of the background. I'm going to group them, and now I can click Command C since I'm on a Mac. So you just like click on Control C, and now I'm going to put it on this background, and it places it on the same area. Now I can move it together, right? And I totally need to cut out this part. So that's how it's about to look like. So that's the grouping way. Now, if you want to position something, so a lot of the times, you know how if you position something on Canva, it is going to say to you that it is centered now. Now, if you don't want to waste a lot of your time, you can just click on this image, on this button right here, position, and you can put it on the middle, you can put it on the center, you can put it to the left, you can put it to the right or to the bottom, center. You see how it just moves it, and it's perfectly looking the way it is supposed to look like. So now, another thing is, so a lot of the times we don't even realize that Canva has so many different things. So we're about to delete this background. So if you scroll, so we have templates, photos, elements, text, music, videos, background, all this kind of stuff. If you scroll down and you click on more, you're going to see that there's a lot more integrations and apps that you have not been using, like Pexels, Pixabay, Embeds, Emoji. So you can go over to Pexels, and it's going to open up a whole new set of different images, and just do a search. And these are all the images that are not within the actual Canva photos. So that's one way. So then you can like X everything out. I'm going to go over to more again. There's also Pixabay. So there's another one. So then if I go over to more, there's also embeds. And this is pretty cool. So if you're making presentations and you want to feature a particular video or a Facebook post or an Instagram post, you can do that. So all you got to do is you just click on an image, on an icon, and right here is, and especially when you give people access to the slides, that's something that is going to be super useful for you. All you got to do is you just paste the link that you want to be pasted, right? So pasted. So that's something that you can do. I'm about to delete it just for the time being. So that's another thing that you can do. Now, if I go over to the rest, there's also emojis. So if you want to use emojis in your designs, you totally can. There's like a whole bunch of them. So that's a little extra for you. Then you can also create a QR code, which if you need those, you totally can. So, and then another thing that you can do is there's Giphy or Jiffy, however you call it, and you can embed them into your designs as well. So you can search for whichever, and then you can put it in your Instagram images. You can make it for your Instagram carousel post. You can do it for your stories. So and there's a lot of them. So we all know how Giphy works. Now, here's something else that I love using as well. So let me go over to, let's say, this particular image, so this design. So there are such things when you go over to elements, there are grids. So, and you have to search for them. I believe it is an element, so let me double check. So when I go over to the grid, so it's going to pull up this, so you can create different collages if you want to. Now, the other thing is they don't always show up when you search for them, so all you gotta do is you just like scroll through a little bit. Let's see if they do actually show up. Nope, frames, that's it. So you go over to the frames, and right here you have everything. So you can place something into the computer. So I can place, this image, which is not the best, totally not the best example, because it is a grouped image, but you can place something inside of this laptop. We can add something like this, so I can add an image. Let's say I have already a bunch of stuff in the upload, so I can, just drag this image right here, and it's going to have this little effect, which totally looks ugly, but we're going to roll with this just for the example. If you delete it, it just deletes that particular element. So, and there's a lot of different frames that you can use. So triangles, there's an iPhone, there's a laptop, the book. So it's all up to your creativity and your imagination. There's also letters, so you can type in your name if you want to, that kind of stuff. Now, here's another thing that I have been using a lot, and I'll show you how it looks like. So if you've seen let me show you all of my designs. Let's go over to the home page. So I have been using a lot of gradients inside of my design. So I'm going to show you my designs for my YouTube thumbnails. So let's pull them up. So, and right here, you see, like, it literally looks like I made it in Photoshop, and I did not. I make everything inside of Canva, super, super easy. So, and right here, you see how I have these, I have, like, the computer in the background, and now this is gonna load the whole thing. So you see how there's, like, purple going into the yellow? So I'll show you how to do that. So let's say we're gonna delete this. And then all you have to do is, there is a separate area for gradients, but you just can go ahead and search because sometimes they do disappear. So type in the gradients, and now it's going to pull up all of these little extra effects. You've probably seen them in my YouTube banner or in some of my other designs if you've been following me for a little bit. So what I generally use, I've used actually a lot of these. So I've used this one where you can, like, one color goes into the other one. One of my favorites has been this one because it goes from the actual color to the transparent background. So all I have to do is I just, like, choose it, and then I drag it all the way to the whole design. And then I place it in the center and see how it immediately changes it. Now I can just go ahead and put it backwards so it doesn't cover my face. And now that looks like a whole nother design. I can just, like, make it a little bit bigger so it doesn't... So it covers the whole thing. So that's how you use them. You can place them, play around with them, put one here, put the other one on the other side. So that's how you can use the gradients. Another effect that I've been using a lot, especially for my Instagram posts, have been brush. So, and I love this kind of effect because I can just, like, place it here, or, let's say this one, I can put text over it. I can use it in my thumbnails. I can use it in my Instagram posts. Everywhere, right? So I can just place it however looks good. And yeah, I can, like, just play around with the text over it. And there's a lot of different brushes, so, like, there's different kind of streaks that you can use. So just type in brush and it's going to pull up a whole new world for you in Canva. Now, there's another tab in Canva, which I don't know if you knew that it existed. If you are on a pro account, it looks like a little crown. So you're going to choose that, and you get to see all the tutorials about the Canva Pro. So there's how to use the brand kit, how to use the pro photos, how to use the magic resize, everything under the sun. So all you got to do, just click on one of these,
and you'll see short little 30-second clips and tutorials, and that's gonna help you out with your design. So that's pretty much it. The last one that I was going to show you, I actually already showed it to you, Giphy. So this area right here, it is pretty cool. Like, I don't know about you, but I love this tip because you get to basically change your images into little video clips that you can use as your social media posts. And yeah, that's definitely going to make you stand out in your designs.
So what did you think about that? Did you enjoy these tips and hacks about Canva? Because honestly, when I found out about all of these, my designs have changed dramatically. So let me know what you think down below into the comment section. Let me know if there's any tips that you want to add as well. Let me know if you have any questions about Canva, because I might do a special tutorial for you coming up in the next YouTube video as well. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching the video. Be sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe down below, and turn on notifications by hitting the bell sign down below this video as well. And before you leave, check out these two videos right here, all about marketing and growing your business on social media, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.